Tara Draz said, "Hello, Lions. Interesting conversation. I hope the DHF gets funded soon. I'm sure it'll happen." Yeah, we've kind of been battling with the line. We're at 98% right now. We were at 100% on Tuesday, so we've just been kind of playing this up and down game. Obviously, there's a little bit of back and forth happening. There's some people that are trying to push us below the line, and we're just answering all. I think the key for us is we're answering all the feedback. We're making things better. We're listening to what people have to say, whether they like Leo or don't like Leo. I'm open to any and all feedback on how we can, not only improve InLeo, but improve the open source contributions that InLeo wants to make now and in the future for Hive. Sunseeker said, when ChainFlip and Rango are added to LeoDex, will Keystore need updates to add the new options? No, so let's see if I can get you guys a screenshot of that just because it'll make a lot more sense with a screenshot. Well, here's a screenshot of how the routing looks. So when you do a swap, it looks like this. Posted that in the threadcast. So when you do a swap, you'll see the new update will change it'll give you different route options depending on the network. So like, Thorchain, Maya, ChainFlip and Rango all have kind of different assets. They also have different liquidity. And so that means that they can have different route, potential. So, for example, being faster or being more efficient in terms of slippage. So, each protocol kind of has its own, different set of the kind of end result of the swap, so to speak. So, if you put in a swap like the screenshot shows from 2 Bitcoin to Ethereum, it'll essentially just quote you all 4 different networks, and it'll tell you which one's the fastest, which one's the cheapest in terms of the lowest slippage, etc. And then from there, you can obviously just choose which route makes the most sense for you. So, I would say, and then also it tells you which one's recommended. And recommended is kind of like a simple algorithm that tells you, this one is relatively fast and relatively cheap. So it makes a trade-off between like fast and cheap. And it meets it kind of in the middle. So you'll be able to choose those routes though when you quote a swap. Let me look to answer that specific question. I'm looking for a screenshot I posted. Otherwise, I'll just pull up the beta UI and grab it. All right, here we go. This was what I was looking for. Here's another screenshot. So, Sunseeker, to answer your question, there's no updates needed specifically to Keystore. Part of the update with Rango, ChainFlip, and Thorchain is that we're also adding, a vast majority of the wallets that people use on other swapping UIs. And, with adding all these wallets, it also adds all the different networks that these different wallets support. So now when you go to LeoDex or when this update goes live, when you go to LeoDex, you'll select which wallet you want to connect with. And when you select a wallet to connect with, it tells you which networks that wallet supports on LeoDex. So if you connect with, for example, MetaMask, it'll show you all the different EVM networks that are out there like Avalanche, Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, Polygon, etc. So anything supported in MetaMask, it'll tell you that you're joining with all those networks. So then when you go to swap on LeoDex, you'll see which cryptos are, supported by the wallet you're logged in with. And another thing we're adding is the ability to set a specific receiving address. So obviously this is going to come with a lot of, you're going to need to have a lot of self-direction on this point, because if you put a address in, you're manually putting that address in, similar to like if you go to send Hive or HBD and you choose someone's username, if you make any typo in that, it's going to get lost. So the same thing will work here. Like if you specifically choose an address that's not connected, so it'll try to default to swapping into an address that you're connected with. And if you want to, you can manually change that receiving address to any address you want. I know, Joel, you told me about this as well. So yeah, this is something that a lot of people want. It's something that's pretty heavily utilized on other swapping UIs. But there is a big, kind of looming need for the user to be very careful about what they do, if you manually input an address. So when you do that on LeoDex, confirm with you twice that that's the correct address, and you have to check a box that says I've confirmed this is the right address, and before you hit swap, because if you swap to the wrong address, it's completely your fault if you made a typo of any kind. So it's important to remember that LeoDex is just a swapping tool that connects you to these different cross-chain DEX platforms. It's not a platform itself. It's just a UI.